What is up, homies? My name is Felix, and today I am bringing you another LMMS video. This one's going to be probably pretty quick, pretty simple, but I know a lot of you guys have been asking me how you can put samples into LMMS, how you can use loops in LMMS, so today I'm going to be showing you how to do that, kind of in combination with Audacity. And if you don't know what Audacity is, it's another free program where you can record audio, and you can also mess with samples and stuff like that, so that's what we're going to be using it for today. But yeah, before this video gets started, make sure you go down in the description, check out all the songs I've produced, my Instagram, SoundCloud, all that stuff, and now we can get into the video. So, the first thing that I'm going to be doing is, for this video, the one thing that I want to say is that there's kind of two different types of samples. There's the samples that you cut from a song that already exists, like an old song, you cut a piece out of it and you sample it. But then there's also samples that are just loops, basically. They're just loops from loop packs or from samples that you've already made or that somebody else has made. And those ones are usually cut perfectly to like 8 bars or 16 bars or whatever. But most of the time when people talk about samples from older songs, you are usually cutting that sample yourself. And that's a whole other process. So today I'm just going to be showing you how to use loops mostly in LMMS. So yeah, hopefully you can get some knowledge from that. Also, a very good website, I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but a very good site for finding loops is Looperman. And if you go to Looperman, you can find a bunch of loops that are free to use. And certain people have their own qualifications for using their loops, like you need to credit them or whatever. But either way, you can go over there and find a bunch of really good loops that you can use. I actually have an account on there as well. I'll link it down in the description below if you want to check it out and actually get some of my loops that I've made to work with. That would be dope. But I'm going to be using one of my loops actually as well today. So I'm going to be using this one here. So the first thing that you want to do when you're sampling or pulling in samples into LMMS is you want to click on this little sample track. And one of these will usually be here when you open up a project, but if not, what you do is you just go to this thing, and then I usually put it above. But then you're going to place 1 bar of this little orange thing, and then you're going to drag the sample into here. And now the sample, if you zoom in a little bit, it'll be in here, but as you can see, it's not perfectly lined up. So unfortunately in LMMS, one thing that I think the program is really lacking in is sampling, because there's no way to actually stretch your sample out. So it's really important in LMMS, if it gives you the tempo, to match the BPM of the sample to the BPM of your project, because that way when we stretch this out, this will be a perfect fit within here. So as you can see, there's no sample going on past that end of that 4th bar. And just to show you guys that this matches up perfectly, I made this little drum pattern. It's nothing too crazy, it's super simple. Obviously, as you can hear, the kick and the sample are a little muddy sounding together, but that's really not what we're worried about today. We're just worried about the sample itself. But anyways, if I were to take this tempo like way down pretty far, you would hear that now it does not match up at all with each other. Not very good sounding. The drums and the sample are kind of just going at their own pace. But if you match the BPM, it'll sound just fine. But let's say like you want to make this longer, you want to stretch it out, or you want to make it like pitched up or down. There is literally no way to do that in LMMS. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually show you guys how to do that in Audacity. And then once you've done it in Audacity, you can pull the sample back into LMMS and adjust the tempo again. So, alright, so as promised, I'm going to head over to Audacity right now. Okay, so basically I couldn't record in Audacity and screen record Audacity at the same time. So basically what I am doing here, basically I'm going to open the audio, I'm going to pick the sample that we were just using, click OK, and then this is going to be the exact same 4 bars and everything, and then you go to Effect. This is to change the speed. You go to Speed, obviously, and then this is going to pitch it up, or it's going to speed it up. And vice versa, if you were to put that knob down, it would speed it down. And then this is the pitch, as I just went there. And as you can see, I moved the knob down and it pitched it down. If I were to move the knob up, it would pitch it up. And then basically you just go File, Save, or File, Export, and then save it to wherever you want. But just make sure you remember where you save it to, because we'll open it in the LMMS project. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is to that. Okay, so here we are back in LMMS after we have just adjusted the tempo and pitch of our sample in Audacity. And so now what we gotta do is we got to go to where we saved that file to, and the place that I saved it to is right here with my other ones. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually get rid of this, remove this, and then I'm going to put a new sampler track in there, and then we're going to do the exact same thing and drag this in. But now you're going to see that's shorter. So with this one, we don't have the BPM, we don't know it. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to adjust the BPM until we get it right, or about as right as we can do it. So this one we're going to have to make faster. So you can adjust it until you see fit. Let's kind of go over here and see. It looks like probably 178 or 179 is like the perfect tempo pretty much. So we're going to keep it at that. And now these drums are going to speed up and the sample is going to sound like how we fixed it. So it's going to sound like this. So yeah, basically that is how you adjust the pitch and the speed of your samples by using kind of a combination of Audacity and LMMS. Maybe if you guys want, I'll be able to make a video on how to take samples from older songs, but for this one I was kind of just focusing more on loops and loop kits and stuff like that. So but yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for this video. It was a pretty simple, pretty quick video, just showing you guys how to put your loops or samples into LMMS. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Check out all the links in the description and stuff, and I will see you guys next time.
What's on your mind? Tell me what you thinking. Why you keeping secrets? Arguing, fight, but I'm always the reason. Sleepless nights turning me to a demon. Gave all my love to you, you only gave